U.S. troop withdrawal emboldens ISIS to launch intense attack in Syria. What's going on, guys? I'm AK Electric. It is Sunday, the 23rd of December, 2018. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and all of that stuff. I bet everybody's aware of the news that's going on. Let me just give you this first article here. This is an Operation Blackjack warning. Of all of the years that I've been looking for this, multiple city, multiple country, nuclear false flag attack, something that's going to make 9/11 look like nothing. The Trump presidency, in my opinion, is a presidency of entertainment, and Operation Blackjack / Jericho will play out on Trump's watch. Whether Trump's in on it or whether he believes everything he says, whatever. Let's get into this. ISIS fighters have been waging fierce counterattack, suicide bombs, and armored vehicles in the days since Donald Trump declared the jihadist group defeated in Syria. Donald Trump seems to think that ISIS in Syria is defeated. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm all for pulling out of all of these wars and bringing the troops home. However, the way in which, the spontaneous way in which this has been done just sets off so many alarms for me. I'll give you this article here. I got another article here. Iran says U.S. presence in Syria wrong from the start. Of course, who gets blamed for Operation Blackjack and Jericho? I'll leave those links below. Review that stuff if you have not seen it. That is the multiple city, multiple country nuclear false flag fictitious slideshow that ran in the Telegraph years ago. I believe predictive programming. Iran, Syria, North Korea is back involved in things now. I got another guy. AP, North Korea insists U.S. act first before it gives up its nukes. North Korea now says it wants the United States to denuclearize before. Obviously, that's not going to happen, but just all of the parties that were named in Operation Blackjack and Jericho are involved here. We got other stuff going on. Graham says Afghanistan withdrawal, also pulling troops out of Afghanistan, apparently. Withdrawal would be paving the way toward a second 9/11. No. It's not going to look anything like 9/11. It's going to be, well, go through the Operation Blackjack slideshow. That's what I believe it's going to be. You're going to see multiple countries, multiple cities, all at the same time. Just like on the morning of 9/11. 1 plane, 2 plane, 3 plane, 4. It's going to be 1 city, 2 city, 3 city. Nuclear mushroom cloud. On the other side of it, now listen. You have Donald Trump. You know, again, I'm not going to debate people about whether Donald Trump is the good guy, the bad guy. It's irrelevant to me. Because what's going on is the New World Order. The Donald Trump incompetent presidency is the perfect blame. Does anybody disagree with me that we don't have... I thought it would be the Obama administration. I honestly did. But now you have a situation to where on the day the government shuts down, Donald Trump is tweeting out, look at this nice wall with these big spikes. Let's just, Defense Secretary Jim Mattis resigns, scolding Trump over his military judgment. This is a man, whatever you feel about Jim Mattis, whatever. Highly decorated, the man at the top just says, screw it, I quit. I can't put up with this. It's just the blueprint. If ever there was a blueprint for Operation Blackjack, they talk about it in the TV series Jericho. What led up to the attacks? The incompetency of the administration. Maybe it's just me. I see so many alarm bells. Our top military, it's like, boom, Jim Mattis, gone. Government partially shut down now over the funding of this wall that would never be. We'll get into that in a minute. Who is impacted by the government shutdown? Let's just scroll down here. I'll put all these links below, of course. Department of Treasury, Agriculture, Department of Homeland Security. Besides the ones that are obligated to work without pay, the Border Patrol, the TSA. Do you think, they're not getting paid for Christmas? Do you think they're going to feel a lot of obligation to really... My point is, our defenses are down. The government is shut down. We're supposedly pulling troops out of Afghanistan and Syria. At the same time, our top military leader walks off the job because he can't put up with Donald Trump going on his just... You tell me the stage isn't set. It's been so long since I did a video, I don't really know how to word all this, but I think anybody who's been with my channel for a while, you know what I'm talking about. Let's see. We got Trump not going to get the wall in any form. Let me tell you, you people, you Trump people, this is going to piss people off, and I don't care. The people who are on the Trump train, the people that are drinking the Trump Kool-Aid, remind me of the same kind of people that were all, yes, we can, back in the day. It's the same thing. You are living under this fantasy. Do you really believe, I've said this so many times, do you believe Donald Trump would be in the White House if the New World Order didn't want him there? Do you think his plane wouldn't have crashed while he was campaigning? Do you think he wouldn't have had an accident? You are lying to yourselves. You are drinking the Kool-Aid. It just boggles my mind. You know, one reason why I don't make videos anymore, because it boggles my mind to see how many people have gone back to sleep buying all of this bullshit and nonsense. You think there was ever actually going to be a wall? Do we need to go back to 2008, 2009 and re-educate ourselves about the North American Union? The New World Order, this wall is a fantasy. It's entertainment. That's why on the day the government shuts down, Donald Trump's tweeting out, oh, look at this. We're building this big wrought iron fence with spikes at the top. This is for your entertainment, people. Please stop drinking. There was never going to be a wall. There's not going to be a wall. There might be a couple sections of fence. Look at this. We the people. Have you seen this ridiculous stuff now? We the people will fund the wall. People are donating to a GoFundMe page. $15 million freaking dollars now of we the people's money that's going to go poof. Presto magic, gone. Certainly isn't going to go toward any wall, but live in your fantasy. I cannot believe people are... Other big signs that something big is afoot. The Dow drops to a 14-month low after interest rate hike, government shutdown fears, yada yada. Have you been paying attention to the Dow over the past few weeks? It's like down hundreds of points every day. It's... Meanwhile, global debt hits all-time high. Let's count the zeros now. That's 100,000, that's million, that's trillion, that's billion. Is that right? No, wait. Billion, trillion. 184 trillion. Look, this is why I've maintained and I've always said there has to be a major reset button. I won't pull up the U.S. debt clock. You can pull that up. God knows what that's up to. Pull that up on your end. At some point, this entire facade, this entire system, Donald Trump aside, it's all going to come crashing down because it's a fantasy land. It's unsustainable. The global debt hits 180. I mean, look, count the zeros, people. At some point, there's going to be a world-changing event. And a multiple city, multiple country nuclear false flag would be a world-changing event that's going to reset everything. Go watch the second season of the TV series Jericho. After all this happens, after the cities, all the people die and everybody's buried and the radiation subsides, on the other side of things, everything is reset. Everything is reset. Everything's just going to be, oh, by the way, there's not going to be any guns. Let's get into that. For people who still support Donald Trump. Trump administration moves to ban bump stocks, make possession illegal. Make no mistake, if you have a bump stock in your possession beyond the deadline, you will be treated as if you have an automatic weapon. You ever seen the ATF execute a search warrant on a home? You think they're not coming for you if you have one of these things? If they could somehow figure out that you have one of these things, maybe they'll do door-to-door, show us your papers. If you still support Donald Trump, I don't want to hear this argument about the bump stock's a lousy accessory. It doesn't allow you to shoot accurately and all this. Listen, just because you don't like it doesn't give you the right to say I can't have one or my neighbor can't have one. It's called the Second Amendment. If you support this man after he's taken, never mind why we have the Second Amendment in the first place, to defend ourselves against tyrannical government, how can anyone who supports the Second Amendment still support Donald Trump after this bullshit. You know who made a great video about this? The Patriot Nurse. I'll put a link to her video. One of the only people on YouTube who's got the balls to say it. Donald Trump is not what you thought he was. He is a fantasy. He is here for your entertainment. The fact that they just banned bump stocks for apparently no good reason other than the Las Vegas shooter hasn't even been that big of an uproar about it. They just come out and say, it's banned. Anybody who has one, you gotta destroy it. If you support that, get the hell off my channel, because you're dangerous and I don't want to know you. Please tell me what you make of all this madness. Check out the links below. Please rate this video. Please pass it around. Tell me if you think something big is about to happen. And if you think Donald Trump is in on it, or if he's really genuine and he wants to MAGA. I'm so sick of seeing that bullshit. MAGA. Everywhere there's MAGA. It's disheartening to me. I spend nights in tears when I look at a movement, at a something I was once proud to be a part of, to see it all fall apart, to see so many people drinking the Trump Kool-Aid. I just can't believe it. I'll get hate mail because of this. Use your freaking heads, people. Go back and watch my videos from 10 years ago, talking about the New World Order, talking about the North American Union. Do you think they're just going to let it all be dismantled? Do you think he'd be in the White House if he was a threat? Who's the first person he had over to the White House? Henry fucking New World Order Kissinger. We've been best friends forever and ever. You know why? Because Kissinger was telling Trump how it's going to be. Wake the fuck up! That's it.